Hi, Scott here from SEAT-CUPRA-NET. We're here with the CUPRA Terramar. This is take two for this car. We previously reviewed the e-hybrid version with the 1.5 engine and it left us a little bit disappointed in terms of performance. Now this one is the 2.0 TSI and it costs £52,500. It's in matte paint. This is called Enceladus Matte Grey and it's exclusive to this edition, which is called the America's Cup Edition. Now, I will put a link to the e-hybrid review in the description for you so you can do a comparison, but we'll get into the performance of this car when we go out for a drive. But for now, let's get on with the review. Starting at the front design of the car, we have a big muscular bonnet, which you can see while you're driving. We have the CUPRA logo here, square in the center, and the shark nose design that's now standard across CUPRA's range. Big open grille there. For people who don't know the difference between the Formentor and this car, they may get confused between the two, but those in the know will be able to tell the difference. We have matrix triangle headlights here. I've done a video recently reviewing the CUPRA Leon where I show these at night. They are really, really cool. Be sure to check that out. I'll put a link to that in the description. The front of the car looks really mean and aggressive, as a lot of the CUPRAs do these days. Certainly the facelifted Formentor and Leon have taken this similar design. Front, big tick for me. So if we take a look at the side profile of the car now, the first thing for me that stands out are these wheel arches. Now CUPRA have put this groove into them on the front and the back, and it makes it look like they're flared arches, makes it look quite chunky, but it's a very clever trick of the eye because they aren't flared at all. So just putting that in has really helped the design. Also, they've chosen to make the side skirt in body color. Quite often we see CUPRA choosing a different color for the side skirt, but it matches the body color. And the other thing is, on this car, we get the America's Cup logo in the pillar there, just to denote this edition of the car. Other than that, I think the side profile looks really good, really chunky and muscular, and that is helped largely as well by the wheels, which we'll talk about next. These are 20-inch wheels. This design is called Vortex, and it's exclusive to the America's Cup edition. It's a matte black, as you can see. The tyres are 255 40s and it's come with Continental Sport Contact 6 tyres on this particular model. You can see we have black brake calipers. Now you cannot get the Akebono brakes on this model. You can only get it on the VZ1 or the VZ2 and you have to pay extra as an option. That's just over £2,000 for those brakes. I have them on my Leon. Be sure to check out the review to that in the description. I do love those brakes. It's a shame they didn't put them as standard on this car considering it's meant to be a special edition. Looking at the rear of the car now, starting at the top, we have a really big roof spoiler. Now it doesn't overhang the window much, but it does go quite far back onto the bodywork and I think it looks really cool. We have these side fins in gloss black and those join up with a strip that goes along the top of the windows in gloss black as well. Coming lower down, we have the CUPRA logo, which is illuminated as part of the light bar, and that's joined by the 3 triangle design that we've seen on other CUPRA models. The lights at the back look really cool at night on these cars. We have the CUPRA lettering in copper. Now CUPRA choose the color of the lettering based on the paintwork of the car. As this is the only color you can get in the America's Cup edition, it's probably going to come with copper badging if you order one. Further down, you can see we have this bumper area which is in grey and it's got these fake diffuser fins, 2 chunky ones there and 4 smaller ones there. Below that you can see we've got a bit of fake exhaust stuff going on, but overall I think the rear of the car does look really good, quite mean, and these spiky bits give it a bit more presence. So the first thing to note when you get in the car is how comfortable the seats are. They feel like comfy armchairs. I said this in the other review. They are bucket seats. They're not particularly grippy. They're grippy enough, but being leather, you kind of slide around a little bit. But I do like the seats for the class of car. It's nice and comfortable on the motorway and long journeys. The visibility of the car around is good. The rear window is bigger than the Tavascan. That's a bit narrower. I've reviewed that recently as well, so be sure to check that one out. Steering wheel is standard CUPRA fare these days, but thankfully physical buttons and not haptic buttons, unlike the Tavascan and Bourne. We have the copper trim now as part of this and it becomes part of the handle, which I think is really smart. I do like that. The light bar goes all the way around from the side here, right around the front of the dashboard. We have copper detailing on the air vents, very narrow air vents all round really. Copper details around some of the buttons, which I think is nice. Cup holders here, a little tray there where you probably want to put your key. Quick access, easy access to the buttons like locking the car and hazards. We've got this trim here that goes around, looks quite stylish. Doesn't get in the way of you putting your phone in, unlike again the Tavascan with the big spine that goes down the middle. Infotainment screen is easy to reach, and again standard CUPRA fare these days. Quite a short dashboard compared to the Leon. That's a bit longer on the Leon. As I said, you can see the bonnet from the driver's seat as well. It has a head-up display, which is really useful. And what took me by surprise when I got in was, although in hindsight, seeing what's going on down here where the gearbox would be, the gearing is still controlled by the stalk, just the same as on the e-hybrid. I presumed naively that that would be similar to the CUPRA Leon and Formentor, having the stubby gear selector down on my left hand side, but no, it's on the right hand side, which does throw you a bit in terms of where your wipers are. They're all controlled on the left stalk now with a series of switches and sliders. Again, not the end of the world. The armrest, you've got a reasonable amount of space, which actually goes quite far underneath. So you've got some extra space than you would initially think when you first open it up. It doesn't actually slide, this one, so there's no adjustment on that, just lifting and lowering it. But the cabin is impressive. I do like what CUPRA have done here. No major complaints. In the back of the car, nothing has changed, as you would expect. Plenty of legroom. I'm 5'10". Driving position in front is 5'10", and I've got plenty of legroom, a good 3 to 4 inches there from my knees before I was to hit the seat. I'd have to be pretty tall to catch that, and they've put some extra grooves in the back of the seat just to extend that knee room even further. Seat is comfortable, the rear bench is comfortable, plenty of headroom as well. Armrest is nice, same design on the copper there for the door handle. We've got some lights here. Some kind of triangle light pin holes there, and the speaker system. Nothing really to write home about the back other than is what you expect. It is comfortable, plenty of leg room. That's all you want really. So I'm cheating first by pulling over to give you the stats of the two cars, the e-hybrid and this one. E-hybrid, power 272 PS. This one, 265 PS, so it's down a bit on power. But torque, e-hybrid 250 Newton meters, this one 400 Newton meters, significantly higher in terms of torque. E-hybrid has a 6-speed gearbox, isn't a great gearbox. This one 7-speed. 0 to 60 time of the e-hybrid is 7.3 seconds. This one is 5.9 seconds. So on paper, this should be significantly better as a driver's car than the e-hybrid. And as I said, I was a bit disappointed with the e-hybrid. So does this one stack up? Let's go for a drive to find out. So the big question is, do those figures stack up to a better driving experience on the road? And the short version is, yes, it does. The gearbox is much better. I haven't found it to be particularly laggy compared to the 6-speed. The engine, it's a petrol. It's a 265 engine, so it's not fair to compare it to my 300 brake horse Leon, but it is still plenty, and I still prefer it over the e-hybrid. Even though, remember, that e-hybrid has more power, it's got a lot less torque. So as an all-round driver's car, this definitely is significantly better. Now, don't rule out the e-hybrid if you want the benefits that an e-hybrid can bring, but as a driver's car, this definitely wins hands down over the e-hybrid. Now the rest is familiar. This is a little bit lighter than the e-hybrid, not by a lot, but it is. Can I feel the difference in weight? Being honest, no. It's been a few months since I've driven the e-hybrid. I haven't driven them back to back. It still is a reasonably heavy car because it is an SUV. So where does this sit between the other models in the range in terms of being a driver's car? If I had a choice between this and the Tavascan, I think I'd choose the Tavascan. It's a bit more spacious. The power is just completely addictive. Now, if this had 340 brake horsepower in petrol, I think it would be a different ball game. And we're yet to see CUPRA bring out a hot version of this. I think, as they haven't yet revealed a VZ3, I suspect that we're going to see one with a more powerful engine in the not too distant future, and that will be interesting. That will be getting into Formentor territory. So right now, in terms of where this sits in the pecking order, you've got Formentor if you want more of a driver's car, Leon, pure driver's car. I'm obviously talking about the hot hatch versions. And then the other end, you've got the Tavascan, all electric, with that dual motor that I reviewed recently. It's a hoot, it's so fast, that power is addictive. So we'll give it a little bit of a run. That's the synthetic sound you can hear. We're in CUPRA mode. The gear changes are definitely smoother. The engine's got a nice purr to it, albeit some of it is synthetic. The handling is good. It's very similar to the e-hybrid, especially in CUPRA mode. It firms up a bit. No complaints about the handling. The ride is reasonably firm in CUPRA mode. In the comfort mode, it feels a little bit bouncy. Not as bouncy as the Tavascan though. That's a heavier car with a big old battery, so that just tends to bounce along the road a bit more. So this kind of strikes a balance between quite firm in the Leon to being a bit more kind of in the middle, a bit more comfortable. So yeah, the handling is fine. Brakes are good. Obviously, as I said, you can't get Akebono brakes in this model. You can spec them though on the VZ1 and VZ2. I'm yet to try those out on that car, but I have them in my Leon and I know they're very good brakes. These are adequate for 99% of people who are likely to be buying this car. So whilst I'm in a big queue of traffic, I will tell you the things I like and the things I don't like. Things I like are the performance is significantly better than the e-hybrid. Combination of the better gearbox and the engine just makes it much more fun to drive, more predictable. Yeah, much better driver's car. Second thing I like is the comfort. As I've said, it's very comfortable to sit in, good visibility, very comfy seats like big armchairs. A motorway cruiser easily, no problems at all. Also, I like the looks. I think the design of the car is really striking. I've come to love the new Cupra's front, really aggressive, and this colour looks brilliant as well. What don't I like? I mentioned this quite a lot of detail in the other review for the e-hybrid. These wing mirrors, they're weird. You have to turn your head quite a lot to see the glass. Where you would naturally expect to see the glass of the mirror, there's a big chunky housing. Check out the review on the e-hybrid where I talk a bit more about that. So that's one thumbs down for me as well. Another one is the software on this for some reason seems a little bit buggy. I've had weird things like the parking icon flashing, like it's thinking about going into the parking mode and switching to the cameras. It's also been telling me to connect Bluetooth, even though Bluetooth's connected, and Android Auto is working fine, so I'm not sure what that's about. Software seems a little bit buggy, but on the whole, it's been okay. Just some weird little glitches going on. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up and let me know in the comments what you think. Subscribe for more. We will bring you the latest CUPRA and SEAT reviews as they come. And join us at SEAT-CUPRA.NET. We are the largest SEAT and CUPRA community. Until next time, thanks for watching. You've got a light bar that goes across the front and you can change the colour of that. My other half keeps turning it pink whilst we've had this car this week. To be fair, she turned it back to blue now, which kind of matches the grey blue of the car. Anyway, enough about that.